Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Cheryl Jones with the Love of Heart Movement. I'm sorry we had technical difficulties this morning, but I am so excited to spotlight Myaann. Myaann, are you here with us?
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I am so sorry about that. I don't know. The computer kicked me off for some reason. But we are here
I was like,
now.
Oh, good.
No.
Good. Okay.
No, it was a computer problem. But we are back now. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from the Metroplex, the DFW area. I definitely inherited my mother's free spirit and my dad's hard head. And I lived all over. I lived in California for about 4.5 years, and I lived in Mexico, the country, for almost 5 years, and then started a business there. I lived in Phoenix for about a year, transitioning back to the States, and now I am back in the Metroplex, settled and married, and started a business.
Yay. So tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, I am a fashion consultant, and I service, obviously, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I have clients all over, and I specialize in closet makeovers and personal shopping, and I love the personal shopping part so much that I actually started another arm of my business, which is launching July 10th, and it's a subscription box service.
Wonderful, wonderful. I know you will be quite successful with that. So
Thank
I am
you.
so excited about that, definitely. So super excited. So I know, just based upon what I know about you from being in the mastermind with you, you love serving others and just really making them feel good about themselves. Tell me where your motivation comes from providing services from the love of your heart.
Oh, gosh. Well, I feel that really nothing gives me more joy than, a woman looking in the mirror and loving what she sees. And it's, people, when I tell people what I do, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so fabulous. It's so fun. And the clothes. But to me, it's about a lot more than the clothes. The clothes are almost like a medium for me to help women. And I do have some male clients, but mostly women see their potential and, just, give them a boost of confidence. And, that's my motivation.
Yes, that is amazing. That is so good. And I know, just based upon everything that has went on in your life and really in everybody's life, everybody has a purpose. So tell us, how did you find your purpose, and how do you encourage others to find their purpose?
I knew from a very young age that my calling was to help people. I didn't know in what facet it possibly was. I remember watching a TV commercial, and it was for Feed the Children. Now, mind you, I grew up on welfare in a housing project, and I remember crying at the TV, and I'm like, Mom, we need to send them some of our coins, because we used to keep coins in she would keep coins in an old coffee mate canister. I was like, Mom, we need to send them some of our coins. And from then, I helping people has always been my passion. And my mom is an amazing artist, and she was a fashionista in her day. So she had, from her corporate America days, she had clothes and high heels and all this stuff. And I have always been drawn to fashion and fabrics and textiles. So just over the years, I realized, being in the hospitality industry, helping people was not where my heart was. And I've held many jobs, in my life, and I finally realized, after traveling and coming back to Texas, that this is what I'm the most passionate about, dressing people.
I understand that. I know there is just something different. I, too, do provide Mary Kay cosmetics to people. And I tell you, when you can go in and make a woman feel 10 times better, I mean, she will sit up straight. She will just take a whole new life. And I think that's what transformation is all about. And it's about not only looking at that physical outside, but it's what goes on in the inside, you guys. And I hope you guys are taking notes, because we're going to share some powerful information on basically how you can transform your life, because that's what it's all about. So, Myaann, tell us this. I know everybody has experienced a challenge in their life. So I know on this call there might be someone who have experienced a loss of a loved one. They may be going through financial problems, or they may have even lost their relationship through just breakup or divorce or something. How would you encourage someone? And tell us about a time that you had to endure a challenge.
Oh, gosh. Well, I have been homeless. And I'll tell you something, living in your car, or living out of your car and still having to go to work was, I mean, humbling isn't even the word. So financial problems, I guess, how would I word this? Nothing lasts forever. That's heartbreak, which I've had also. Financial problems, if you've got the will and the passion and any kind of drive, financial problems will fade. And yes, it's horrible while you're going through it. It's horrible while you go, through the loss of a loved one or a breakup or, any of those things. But nothing lasts forever. And I kind of came up with this saying when because people come to me for advice for, many different things. But especially through hard, difficult times, I always ask people, okay, look at your situation now and assess your feelings. And for me, the best way for me to encourage people is to help them kind of like see themselves in their situation. And I say, okay, assess your feelings right now. Okay, obviously rhetorically, how do you feel about your, situation right now? How are you going to feel about the same situation next week? How is it going to change in a month? What about 6 months? And then think about a year from today. Who are you going to be, and how is this situation going to play into the next 365 days of your life? And think about how you're going to look back on this experience, and how are you going to feel? Because I can tell you, when I was homeless, I didn't see a way out. I was like, I can't believe that, I've got 2 jobs, and, at the time, I was taking care of my mother and my little sister, and I just couldn't see a way out. I felt like I was crawling up, a muddy hill, but now I look back and I'm like, man, that I could have succumb to sadness and depression, but I didn't have a choice. Giving up in my life, giving up on anything is never a choice. It was never an option for me. So,
Wow.
So that's
Well, you guys, I hope you took the bullet points and pointers right that she said just then. I wanted to recap over 2 or 3 things that she said. She said her biggest challenge, she saw that, number one, nothing lasts forever, you guys. And I tell you, I have experienced some tremendous challenges in my life, but I totally agree. We may not be able to see the future and see, okay, everything is going to work out for us, but we've got to know in the back of our head that nothing lasts forever, and things will change. We've just got to wait it out, you guys. But also, while you're waiting, I want you to have passion and have a will to succeed. And those were the 2 things that Myaann said that really changed her life, you guys. And if you have that, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to see some type of change. Because what I know in life, you guys, things are always changing. Things never stay the same. And even though we might think that they want them to stay the same, they don't. So it's so important that we know that things never stay the same. And if you have will and passion, you can change any hard decision. And the thing that I wanted to just point out is giving up is not an option. So guess what? If you just decide today that giving up is not an option, I will tell you I've had to make changes. I've had to readjust the plan. But here's the deal, you guys. The goal never goes away from me. The goal is always there. I'm never going to give up on the goal. Guess what? How I get to that goal, that may change every day because I've learned now to be flexible. And everything that we think might be a great idea might not be what our market thinks is a great idea, you guys. And as we're speaking to entrepreneurs today, this is really important that we know that we're being, number one, open and willing to be coached, open and willing to listen to sound advice. It's just so important. Wouldn't you agree, Myaann?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. So important. Well, Myaann, tell me this, and you've mentioned a younger sister. Tell me, if you were looking into the eyes of a 15-year-old in 2015, what would you say to her?
Well, I have to be really, really candid, and I think my candor probably just comes from the way that I grew up. But for the younger generation, I would probably tell them three things. One, the world doesn't owe you anything. Two would probably be take responsibility for your actions, good, bad, and indifferent, and that your life is what you make it. Nobody, the world doesn't make you. You make your world. And I feel, I don't know if it's the technology age that we're in. I don't know exactly what that is, but I've just, it gets me sometimes when I hear some of the younger generation, the way that they speak and the way that they see how they see kind of how the world works and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's, people don't make you. You make yourself. You make your world. You make your own, all your decisions, and your convictions are what make you who you are and thus make how your world revolves, if that makes sense.
Definitely, it sure does. And that's such great advice, not only for younger people, but I think that's for anybody, you guys. As we look at ourselves, I think sometimes the hardest thing to do is to look in the mirror. Because when we look in the mirror, not only can we see the good, we can also see the bad. Because you know what? We're the only person that knows everything. We know the whole story. So I tell people all the time, it's looking in the mirror that's hard sometimes. It's not looking at others, because we can easily, okay, that doesn't look good on her, and she's ugly, she's cute, whatever. When we wake up and really look in the mirror and know not only is our outside in bad shape, our insides may be in bad shape sometimes, you guys. So when we're working on looking better, and I love people to look better on the outside, but I really love for people to look better on the inside. And that's kind of what the Love of Heart movement is all about. I'm on a mission to show people that it's okay to love other people, you guys. It's okay to be a blessing to other people. That's what we should be doing, definitely. And that's why I love to spotlight people and just give them a platform to share some information, share some insight with others. So that is so awesome, Myaann, those points that you gave for the younger generation. Well, tell me this. If you're anything like me, you probably get calls from two categories: future entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs who are struggling. If you could have a word of wisdom to both of those categories, what would you say?
To both, definitely. And this is advice that I would give if I could, go back and give a little bit of advice to my own past self. Hire a business coach. And if you're still, from the jump, hire a business coach from the start. Yes. And if you are still, in a job and you're getting a steady paycheck, save it. Mm-hmm. Don't, forget Starbucks. Forget your extra little whatever. You pay your bills and you take the rest of it and put it in savings. Because I can't tell you how nice a steady paycheck was when I was doing it.
Definitely, for sure. And for those ones that find themselves struggling, and I'll just be candid with you, there are a lot of people who start things that they didn't think out. And many times those things the market can't bear what they were thinking. The market's not interested. I mean, I'll just be honest with you. One of the things that I thought would be a wonderful, I love CDs, and I call it mobile motivation. Well, a lot of people don't listen to CDs anymore. So that's not a great idea right now in this day and time. Most people want to hear things on their phone. But, you know, many times entrepreneurs need to know that it's okay for the plan to change. And if you're struggling now, that doesn't mean that you're going to be struggling always. Just there, that's where she said, hire the business coach. If you can't hire the business coach, you can go and get a lot of free information on the internet. You can get free information at various conferences and whatnot. So it's so important to do our due diligence. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Due diligence for sure. That was another little sprinkle of advice I was going to say. Research. Do market research. You know, if your product or service is needed and wanted in the category that you know, for the people that you think, you know, that you want to serve, you know, due diligence for sure. That wraps it up in a bow.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, I wanted to see if you are thinking about your life and just kind of looking back, would you change anything?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I say yes because immediately, you know, like I said earlier, you know, you make your world. There are people that I probably would have maybe not associated with. There are people maybe I would have latched onto a little bit more, but I think above all, after everything kind of said and done, I probably would have just started going to therapy earlier.
Yeah, I understand. And I tell people, a lot of people say, oh, I wouldn't change it because it was God's will. I'm just saying if there was a magic wand, would you change anything? And my thing is, I would have been more vocal. Yeah, definitely. I would have been more vocal earlier, you know, because I was very shy as a teen. I was just very shy. And not that I didn't have anything to say. I just didn't think what I had to say had value. But, boy, I've made up for it now.
I was going to say me, too.
Definitely. So we can make up for it now, definitely. All those faults, we can turn them into good things now, that's for sure.
Right.
Well, absolutely. I wanted to find out, how do you stay motivated? What do you do for you?
You know, it's kind of funny because I think it just goes back to that, you know, giving up is not an option to me. And so that's, how do I stay motivated? I don't know. I don't often find my fire like fizzling out, I guess. First of all, I'm extremely passionate about what I do. But when maybe not so much motivation, but when I start feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm getting really overwhelmed, I'll go and, you know, I've got several like fashion books, like from Christian Dior and from Vogue. And then I have this other book called The Elements of Personal Style by Elle magazine, and I'll kind of read through there and, you know, just get more, just like educate myself a little bit more, get some more like nuggets and knowledge, you know, history, or I'll go to the fabric store and I'll just go through and look at like the new textiles and things like that. Or sometimes I'll just go to the mall and just go through and kind of just see and kind of, you know, let myself be inspired.
Definitely.
But,
that is awesome. Yeah, that is passion. That is awesome because for your field, that is what you should do. Actually, you're always making yourself better, you know? And
absolutely.
That's the thing. We need to always be just making ourselves better. I am a big component of self-development, you guys. And one of the things that I do to stay motivated is I am a movie queen. So when I'm feeling a little bit stressed or just wanting to have a laugh, I go to the movies in the middle of the day. It doesn't even have to be anything going on. If I just feel the need to take care of myself, I'm at the movies enjoying myself. So that's the way that I do it, definitely, because that is so much fun to me. Now, do you have any books? Yeah, definitely. Do you have any books, masterminds, or seminars that you would recommend?
Mastermind, well, for sure, the one that I'm in, which is by Kimberly Pitts. Seminars, I haven't been to, I know that they do exist, but as far as, and for my field, I haven't gone to any seminars of great note. Books, I would definitely say there's the book that I really, really love. It's by Christian Dior. It's called The Little Dictionary of Fashion, and it's
wow. Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't want to say it's pocket size, but it's a smaller book. Like, I don't want your listeners to think that it's an encyclopedia. That one's really good, and I really, really like The Elements of Personal Style by Elle magazine.
Wow.
It's just
awesome.
They're easy to read. Well, they're easy and fun to read. If you're passionate about fashion and textiles and styles over the years, and The Elements of Personal Style highlights different celebrities and figures kind of throughout time. Stevie Nicks is in there, Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, wow.
Then
Really?
Mason is in there, and Tyra Banks.
Oh, my.
And, it talks about each of their personal styles, and they actually interviewed each figure that's in there. So you get, a real life, answers to some of the questions.
Right. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is an awesome book.
Yeah.
That sounds great. And that's even for people who are not, into fashion like you are, but maybe that just want to improve their own personal style. So tell me this. We have a few more minutes. I wanted to ask you, do you believe that personal styling is for everybody, or is it just for a certain type of woman, or who do you think that personal styling is for?
I mean, and I'm not trying to be completely biased. I really do think that it's for everyone. I think everyone could benefit from one, one session, one shopping session, or one closet makeover. Even if I'm trying to find my words. Even if you feel, completely comfortable in your style and, comfortable, if you want to make a change, in your style, but maybe you don't know how to wear a certain color, or you don't know exactly what to put with a certain cut of pant, or, I think that everyone can benefit from it. Anyone, even a college, graduate that's going into the corporate world or going into whatever field, that they're going into. You need to know from a professional what people in that world, in that field dress like. And
that's true.
I think that I'm trying to run the gamut of everybody that I can think of. I mean, I think so. I actually have a client that's a dermatologist, and she pretty much just wears her lab coat every day, and she's like, I want something different. She's like, she said, once I, get it together, and after the summer's over, and her daughter's in camps and they're going places and stuff, but she's like, once it's over, she's like, I'm just tired of wearing the same thing all the time, because she basically just wears black slacks and black shoes and whatever top, you can't even see it because her lab coat's on, So, I mean, even somebody like that, she doesn't, she goes out, for dinner dates and things like that, with her husband and her friends. But she's like, I just want something different.
Yeah,
so I think everybody can benefit from it.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah. And if you had to give closing remarks to, just motivate the crowd or tell them anything in terms of, it could be entrepreneurs. And like I said, I really spotlight entrepreneurs, anybody working on a job that provides services that they absolutely love, because I've met some teachers that absolutely love the children and absolutely love their jobs. And then I have some community volunteers that love the community and love to service the community. So if you could speak to anyone on this call today, what would you tell them about just really providing services from the love of their heart, which is what we're all about?
I would say that if it keeps you up at night, not in a bad way, but if it keeps you up at night and it's what gets you up in the morning, then that's what you're called to do.
Yes.
If you feel a desire throughout the day in your heart for this one certain thing, then that's what you're called to do, and you should definitely go do it, because you're doing yourself and the world an injustice if you keep it to yourself.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I wanted you to tell the audience maybe, I'm not sure if you have a tagline, but maybe your tagline, how to get in touch with you, your website, anything you want to give the audience so they can follow up with you.
Okay. Well, my tagline for my my consulting business is "Take the guesswork out of getting dressed."
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
My I go in and I want to make sure that when they walk in their closet that there is no guesswork in it. You just go and you just you just dress yourself. So my website is myinnimage.com. And all my other information is on there. And then if anyone's interested in my subscription service, it's mynnstylebox.com. It's kind of a play on my name, Myaann.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much, Myaann.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, just having this wonderful interview today. It was so much fun, and I learned so much. And you guys, I am so honored you guys were able to hear her today and just really hear a fashion stylist who is really loving what she's doing and very passionate about serving other people, you guys, because that's one of the things that's so important in life now. It just seems like we're just going, and a lot of people have lost their passion. So we are here as entrepreneurs saying, hey, there are a lot of people still here that love what they do, and they would love to help you. So if you can get in touch with Myaann on the various platforms that she announced to you, and this is Cheryl Jones, the Queen of Hearts with the Love of Heart movement. Thank you so much, Myaann, and I will see you soon.
All right.
Alrighty,
thank you so much. Bye-bye.